Um, so would you say the quality of life has improved dramatically for these children? In other words, they're coming from maybe abject poverty and they're coming to you in that poverty, you're helping and sponsoring, so they really are coming up in the way their life is, in its existence.
I would say that their lives have changed dramatically because they came from where they have no electricity, they now can read, we have electricity at the school. They have no running water, we have running water at the school. Some of them had very few clothes or torn clothes. We have often the clothes, they can have clothes to put on. People bring us, donate clothes for us, and we give to the children. And also to access education, having lost that hope that I'm going to school, and you come back and you're put back in school, I think that's excellent. And the fact that you are not being dropped at every level, for me, I appreciate each level, because even if someone brought up a child up to primary 7, which is our primary, where you sit a primary living exam, this child will never be the same, because the child who has studied for 7 years will be able to read, to write, and to communicate. And even if he runs a small business, he'll be able to keep his records, he'll be able to greet people, even foreigners maybe in English. He will be able to run his business efficiently, learn some skills. So even if someone has stopped in primary 7, that is excellent. Then if a person is able to take the child through senior 4, which is our O level, which is the ordinary level, this child will be able to study something else, can take some vocational training. If someone has been able to be taken through A levels, then that is excellent. Will be able to access a university. So the child will never be the same. It is a fundamental change.
It must be very gratifying for you to see the success that you have with these children. You must feel very good, you and the people that you're working with must feel good about this.
I feel good, I feel honored, especially when people respond positively. For example, here, 23 children are sponsored by the people from here. 23 children. So when people respond positively to me, I feel, who am I? What can make the people be able to respond to me, to believe in me, to trust me, to send me the money? I am like a conduit of the assistance, but it makes me so happy.
But on the other hand, we too, through Margaret, or through Frances, she goes over and she comes back and she tells us of your success. So that's why a lot of these people are willing to donate, because we know that through Frances visiting you, talking with you, communicating, that the job you're doing is very, very good.
Thank you.
What's the biggest challenge that you would say that you have at the moment? What's the challenges that you really would like to tackle?
The biggest challenge is when I have to say, no, we are not able to support you. To tell the child or the grandmother that we are sorry, we have no money, we cannot take you. So the financial constraint is a very big challenge. It's the biggest challenge that we can have. And then, of course, the facilities not being enough, but thank God, slowly we are moving forward, partnering with different people. And currently we are partnering with the Rotary Club of St. Catherine's, and they have offered to work with us to apply for a grant from Rotary International to build a school and have more space for the children. Because currently where we are is a very small space.
Can you work through any part of the United Nations on a global aspect? Like there's a number of organizations within the United Nations which are looking after people in Africa, children, adults, etc. Is there any way in which you get funding on a national level through a country or United Nations?
It's so difficult. The people we have worked with, the United Nations, is UNICEF.
Mhm.
But UNICEF can offer training materials if you have like a workshop for the teachers or a workshop for young people. They ever supported us with materials, and they can give you information. They help, they work with the government to develop policies and good policies promoting human rights, but they don't go into the single individual sponsorship.
So probably you're better off not working with that organization or other organizations, because what happens then is they tell you what to do instead of you being the boss and saying, here's what I want, here's what I'd like to do.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I think I would really like to appeal to the to my fellow villagers here. You mentioned you have 23 young people being sponsored by people of the village.
Yes.
I would ask the people of the village here to dig deep, look down at what Margaret is doing for these young people. Education, taking them up out of the slums, orphans. I really appeal. So if you feel that you would like to adopt one of these children, Francis Krebs is the person who looks after it here, and I can't urge you more than to sponsor a child. Now that child will communicate with the sponsor, is that right, Margaret?
Yes.
And so a picture maybe of the child or something. So there you go, you get a picture of your child, a letter every now and then. It's wonderful. So thank you very much, Margaret. I appreciate this time that we've spent together. I'm a little wiser than what I was. David is not wiser than what he is because David already knows all this. David is our cameraman, by the way. David Brown's behind the camera in the scenes directing. So thank you very much, Margaret. Much appreciated.
Thank you
and
for your
all
time.
the very best to you. And I hope you enjoy your stay in Canada.
Thank you.